Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be explaining how you can sustain a map in 3.11. Now you can't actually sustain a high tier map, and high tier I mean like T14 plus. You can't sustain that because how the atlas is, you can't actually sustain any map that's like T14 and above, simply because you cannot get rid of enough T14s because there's way too many T14s in a region, and all the T15s in a region. There's just way too many. So I'll explain more what I actually mean, but the trick to sustain a map is to pick a specific region where you want to sustain a map, and once you pick a region you want to take out some watchstones. So last week I used burial chambers, but sadly this league burial chambers is a tier 15 map, so we can't actually sustain this, which kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. So you want to find another map that you want to sustain that is not a high tier map. So the best way you can find out is like take 2 watchstones out of the place and see what kind of map you want to sustain that's like a tier 9 or a tier 10. Something like that would definitely work, but anything that's above T14 isn't going to work. Now if you go for the inner regions only, I believe you can sustain a tier 11 map as well. As you can see, it doesn't go that high, but the only problem is once you go to the outer regions, you take out 3, you can still see you can still drop a T14, which is quite problematic, so you don't really want that. So I would recommend sustain a map with either 2 or 3 watchstones in the inner regions. Once you choose a map, you'd have to go through this process that I'm going to show you, because not everything is going to work. So I'll just quickly pick a map here that I wouldn't mind sustaining. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, this is a really good example. As you can see, if I want to sustain graveyard map, I go tier 11. Now graveyard would not be possible because there's way too many tier 11s. So the trick is you have to find something that is got not many other competitors, right? So as you can see, waste pool would actually be possible, because what you'd do, you'd choose Valdo, whatever Valdo is on the left here, you would favorite your map to be waste pool. And as you can see, if you do if I take this off, I don't know why it's glowing like that, but as you can see, there's only one tier 13 and one other tier 12, so waste pool wouldn't be a bad choice. Now obviously this makes the entire map choosing process very limited, but that's the only way you can really reliably sustain a map nowadays, which really sucks. So last week I know that I sustained a T7 Boreal Chambers, which only had 1 watchstone over here. So as you can see, there's not really many other competitors for a tier 7. So for example, if I want to sustain Mesa map, you type in tier 7. As you can see, there's only 2 other competitors, which is fine. That would still make your map really likely to drop, and then there's no other tier 8s that can drop, so you don't have to worry about any of the other maps dropping. Now the reason why you want to keep watchstones everywhere else is, one, because awakening level is really overpowered and you definitely want to keep that on so you can get really good drops from your maps. But not only that, these other regions are locking the other tiers from dropping, so you can only ever drop tier 7 and below, or tier 8 and below if you're sustaining a tier 7, or you could say a tier 9, but there's not possible for a tier 9 to be in this area or anywhere on the atlas. So only tier 7, tier 8 and below are going to drop, which forces what you want to drop. So if I want to sustain Mesa, I would go and favorite Mesa on Valdo, and then I would keep running Mesa maps. If I don't have any Mesa maps, I would run tier 7s until I drop Mesa maps. Even if they're not like a tier 7 that's in that region, it should be able to drop your Mesa because it's a forced drop and you've got it favorited. So that's really what you want to do. If you don't know how to unlock this favorite thing, you just have to complete all the maps in this region. So all the maps, I mean, with all the watchstones in. Every single map in this region, you must complete it with the bonus objective, then you'll get 2 slots. And if you want the 3rd favorite, which I do recommend going for, you need to get the awakening bonus in the entire thing. So that's pretty much how you sustain a map, guys. It's a bit annoying, it's very limited, but it's better than not having any sustain in my opinion. So if you really like running one map over and over again, or like whether it's for a div card or something, obviously not every map is gonna work, and that's the major problem. If there's too many other like same tier in the region, you cannot sustain that map. So that's why I gave you that example of the tier 9s or whatever. There needs to be only one or other two like competitors, otherwise it's not gonna work. If there's too many, it gets a mess and it doesn't work. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this video helped you out. As I said, I recommend going for an inner portion over here of the areas. Now you can actually go for the outer areas too. You just need to follow my same process where you type in the tier map and make sure there's not many competitors. That's all there is to it. And don't try to sustain a T14 map, because it probably won't work, right? Because if you have watch stones everywhere else, if you type in tier 14, like say you want to sustain some tier 14 here, as you can see, thicket is tier 14. Look how many competitors you have, and the only other way would be to take out all the watch stones to delete every other T14, which will leave you on awakening level 1, maybe not even level 1, which would be really bad, and you don't want that. Awakening level is really important, guys. Now I'm not going to be sustaining a map this league because I actually prefer to just run the conquerors, but if I do prefer to ever sustain a map, this is my strategy to do it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.